Oh, hi, konnichiwa, konbanwa, and welcome back to another episode of the Re-Anime Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Quan Chu, and joining me is your favorite Elite Four, Ben Croft, Taylor Van Gilder, and Thorn Perrin.
If you're new to the show, thank you for joining us. We're a weekly podcast that discuss fun, interesting anime topics and sometimes gaming for your amusement.
You can watch this show and any previous episodes on YouTube, iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play Music. These links will be down in the info box below, so be sure to like and subscribe if you want to hear more content like this.
そういや、カンバルの家の前で変なやつを見たぜ。
いつからカンバルの家の前に鏡が設置されたの？イメージ変わったかな？何が変わったんだよ、この一瞬に。あ、分け目だ。逆。
助かった。銃声なしだから。小型の顔面。
In this episode, Ben is going to be telling us a little about Monogatari as a series, because the rest of us don't understand. And I'm going to be talking about my experience at Metrocon this past weekend. So Ben, why don't you launch into why you're telling us about this, and tell us a little bit about it.
And should we actually watch it?
Tell us all about Monogatari.
Yeah, I'll tell you about it. This weekend, we've had a big simulcast of the latest in the Monogatari series, which is Owari Monogatari, which covers, there's 3 different stories, and each of them has about a 45-minute episode for each. So today, which is 12th of August, we've got the first 2, which is a direct sequel to the last anime series that we had of the Monogatari series, which was Koyomi Monogatari. How much do you know about it, if at all?
Well,
that particular Monogatari or Monogatari
in general, like how?
I know about that toothbrushing scene, and that's it.
Oh God.
okay.
That's where my knowledge ends and begins. But I did watch the first episode of Owari Monogatari. I didn't understand what the fuck was going on.
Yeah, it's one of those series. If you haven't watched anything, and just pick up to where it's come this weekend, you'll have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, I was like, this is very nice. No idea what's happening.
I've watched all of Bake, so I know what's going on.
Yeah, for me, I'm not ashamed to admit it, but the only frame of reference that I have for Monogatari is all the doujinshi I've seen of it.
Quan, once again.
Lowering the tone, as usual.
You never fail to amuse me.
I'm sorry to disappoint you.
Quan, your brand is so strong, though. Just perv.
Brand loyalty.
But yeah, it's looking like we're on about probably like episode 89. So it's a very long show, but it's split up into different seasons and different stories, which aren't necessarily in time order.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, God.
That's confusing.
That's fucking confusing.
Yeah, so chronologically, the first thing in the series is the Kizu Monogatari movies, which came out last year. So that would be the first thing in the series chronologically.
This is some Kingdom Hearts bullshit.
Really?
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Kizu Monogatari is the thing that is referenced quite often in Bake Monogatari, which is the original part of the series that came out back in 2009.
So it's like a prequel.
Wait, then what's the one where... What's Kanbaru's movie? Where she has the basketball fight.
That's Hana Monogatari.
Oh,
which is like...
I thought that was Kizu the whole time.
Which is like
I'm
way
sorry.
further on. So that's more recent than...
I was about to say, like, that's not the beginning.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
What is the
Hana
time
Monogatari.
span for the Monogatari, like, universe?
It's quite... I think it's about a year.
What?
So,
Overall?
Yeah. So...
Holy shit. I thought this was one of those things that take place over, like decades.
No, this is like a year or a little bit more than a year. It's like the main guy, Aragi's last... I think it's his last year in high school. And then on to college, which is where we're kind of at now.
Yeah, because Hana's where he's in college.
Yeah, so Hana's actually after the one that's just come out, which is very... Yeah, there's like quite a lot of things online where they'll just like put out all the story arcs and in which order it all goes chronologically. But really, it's probably the best way to watch it would be a broadcast order, because it makes complete sense. And that's how it's been intended to come out. So
This is based off a light
the
novel
recommended.
series, correct?
yeah, it's by Nisio Isin, who is... He also did Katana Gatari, which isn't part of the Monogatari series at all.
Yeah.
And he,
What
yeah,
is it?
exactly. Which is that's just that's a completely different kind of story that's not based on Monogatari at all. And he also did Kubikiri Cycle,
Yeah.
which is an OVA series, which is really cool as well. But he's quite a prolific light novel writer, and he's very, very good. He doesn't do like the generic kind of light novel stuff.
He's
that you're
not what we
expecting.
think of like what a light novel
Exactly.
is.
Yeah. So all of the Monogatari series, it's a lot of like
Yeah.
talking, a lot of
It's
talking.
quite profound.
Yeah.
So it sounds like a lot of character development.
So it's not on the same. It's not on the same level as like my little sister cannot possibly be this cute. Kind of
it's
like-
He does have a
better.
very cute two sisters.
I mean,
though,
I'm
who he
not
does
gonna
that
say
toothbrush
that
thing.
it's
in.
not
don't-
fucked up.
Yeah, it is.
you know-
yeah.
The toothbrush scene was from a season that he didn't even want to be brought into an anime. Like, he didn't want that.
It seems very serious.
Oh yeah,
Which I
some of
which
it's
I don't
really
usually
serious.
get from light novels, because
But
most
then
light
it can be
novels-
very silly at points as well, and very funny.
It's like driest humor ever, which is why I like it. But it's so
Ooh.
fast paced.
If you're into
it's-
sarcasm, then yeah, it's good.
Interesting.
Very, very good.
Yeah, basing off all like the thumbnail picture or cover pictures of the anime series, I
Yeah.
thought it was just another harem anime, but it doesn't sound like that at all.
It is. It's lightweight hair.
It is a harem.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because there's a good like 8, 9 girls in it.
Holy
there's-
shit!
There's very little male characters in it. There's like
It's like if Nisekoi was good,
Yeah,
it
exactly.
would be Monogatari.
Exactly.
Like, seriously.
yeah,
Like, it has a lot of the same things where the protagonist is trying to, like, better the women, but he's also a pervert. Like, Araragi is...
he is a
bleh,
massive
he's
pervert. Yeah,
He's a bad guy.
He's a
but,
bad
I mean,
boy.
He's a good
Bad
guy.
boy.
He's
well, it's
a
like
spicy
when he
boy.
goes mental for Mayoi, who's
Oh,
like
yeah.
a little girl with a big
No,
backpack. And he, like, Whenever he sees her, he like runs at her and like grabs her and like stuff like that. It's quite funny.
She's my second favorite behind Kambaru.
Canberra's awesome. But Awari that came out this weekend, there was a whole episode based on Araragi going on a date with Senjo Gahara, who's like he was his girlfriend,
Aww.
and it was probably one of the cutest date things I've ever seen. But
I've been
still,
seeing
it
all
was-
the
yeah.
screens. And,
Yeah, there's a
um,
lot of like really cute, like there's just this bit towards the end that's very like profound, and it's like, oh, I like them together, even though I'm not.
Senjo Gahara has had a lot of things happen to
Yeah.
her that I reflect with. So
Yeah.
I definitely love her as a character, and I think her and Araragi are one of the best couples in
100%.
anime.
Yeah,
Although Araragi doesn't deserve her, I'll say it. Hitagi's too good for him, but she loves him, so it's okay. It's like Sasuke and Sakura. Like,
I
she
was just
loves
about to
him,
say, you
so
have this
I'll
issue a
accept
lot
it.
where, like, you just want them to be happy, even if you're like,
Yeah.
I think you guys totally convinced me to watch this series.
You should.
try Bakemonogatari out. It's very. If you don't like it, then you won't follow
yeah.
it, but-
Drink some coffee
Yeah.
before you watch it, so you're very
Yeah.
Fully
alert.
awake and fully aware what's going on. Yeah, I honestly
Yeah.
thought this was just another harem anime, and I thought I'm past that phase where I just want to watch harem anime. I want like a deeper story, and it sounds like this series has that deeper character
Yeah.
development.
Oh yeah, it's all deep story.
in terms of its aesthetic as well, it's amazing.
it looks
yeah.
really cool.
Like, top tier shaft work. It's very, very good, and all the OPs are like some of the best in
Mhm.
anime.
Oh my god, Renai's circulation.
Yeah, Renai circulation is
I
damn.
really like that song.
But yeah, it's amazing, and I've watched the first 2 of Awari Monogatari today, and then there's another one tomorrow, which is going to be a more of like a a big story event as opposed to the date one, and then the one before that, which was where he meets Mayoi in hell.
Oh yeah,
But that won't
Oh.
spoil
I've been
anything.
waiting for this.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, if you were to say anything, I probably won't pick up till I actually watch
I was
the
just about to say,
series.
like, I won't remember any.
It's very difficult to get spoiled, really, because there's so much talking in it.
Uh-huh.
that-
Yeah.
Yeah, they do talk a lot.
Yeah. But like, it's not one of those things where they'll just be a talking scene in anime where they'll just be looking at each other and they'll just kind of not do a lot. Because it's Shaft, they'll do like a lot of experimental type stuff. Like,
Yeah, it's really cool.
yeah, there's cool like little CG things going on. There's like shot changes. There's very like cool architecture in the background and stuff. So
Yeah, that's what I remembered from that one episode I watched of Owari. And I was like, this is very interesting and very cool. I have
I think
no idea what the
if you're a
fuck is
graphic
going on.
designer, then you'll probably like this show.
Oh, then I
Which
should
is a
definitely
good
watch
sign for
this.
Quad.
That's interesting. Yeah,
Yeah. You'll like a lot of the aesthetics. So, and
that's true.
there's some cool supernatural stuff as well. So,
Where were you able to watch
Mm-hmm.
this stuff?
Bake's on Crunchyroll.
Oh,
Yeah.
so the whole series on Crunchyroll?
The new one's on Crunchyroll as well, huh?
Not the whole series is on Crunchyroll. No, there's Bake Monogatari, then Nisei
Oh,
Does
Monogatari.
Netflix have stuff? Does Netflix?
I don't think Netflix
maybe
does.
try Hulu or something. Hulu has a weird selection that I never think they would have.
Oh, yeah.
I just found that they have Persona 4 the animation, and I was like, what?
I'll probably like send you like a how to watch it kind of thing.
Sure.
Like those
Because
charts that are like how to play the Kingdom Hearts games in
Yeah.
order and how to make real good sense.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be useful.
it's very good.
But yeah, I'll probably try catch some of it on Crunchyroll and then maybe Hulu. Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Hulu just has like a weird fucking selection. I don't know why or how, but they always end up having shit that I never expected them to have. So they probably have that. I'm still confused, but now I look forward to it a little bit more.
And speaking of looking forward to it, Taylor, you just went to a con.
What a segue! I did. I was there all weekend. I was at Metrocon Tampa in Tampa, Florida. I was there 3 of the 4 days. I didn't feel the need to go Thursday. I'm kind of glad I didn't because it fucking rained all day here.
Mhm.
So I got to escape that. I had a good time. It was. I need to start from the beginning because the fucking roller coaster ride I went to even get there is fucking obnoxious. So we left really late Thursday night because it's like a couple hours from here, like nothing bad. And so we ended up leaving like really late. And my stepdad had a room in Tampa, but it wasn't near where we were going to be staying. But he had like this like suite. But we ended up having to sleep on this fucking like, you know how some of those beds have, or those couches have pull-out beds?
Yeah.
And they're really shitty. I slept on that and got 4 hours to sleep.
Dang.
Because I was like, I could feel every spring from the mattress. And I was like, this is the worst. I might as well be sleeping on the floor. Like,
Oh,
there
that
was,
that was like my hotel in Japan. It was horrible.
it was
Yeah.
really shit. And I didn't fall asleep till like fucking 2 a.m. And I was like, fuck me, I've got to be up in 5 hours. This is the worst. I ended up waking up at like 6:30 and I was like, fucking of course, get up. And then that went okay, and then it took us an hour and a half to get a taxi.
Wow, a
Jesus.
taxi? Like, did you try Uber or
Yeah.
anything? Or did your hotel room provide a
Well-
bus system?
Well, here's the thing. Because I needed a one that would transport my wheelchair,
Oh, yeah.
so we had to
Yeah.
like look up one that would bring us. And all of these
I
places
know that
either,
problem all too well.
Yeah, they were either the phone lines didn't work, like they were just fucking gone, or it was a bus that was like, we'll take you to your medical appointment if you have Medicaid, and it was like, well, that's not it either. And we finally got one, and at first they were like, you have to go 24 hours in advance, and we were like, we just fucking got here. Like, how would we have even remotely known that? And we called them, and they were like, we'll be there in 30 minutes, and me and my mom waited outside for a fucking hour. And I was like, are you kidding me right now? This is ridiculous. But we finally got one, and the guy was really nice, and I felt kind of bad that we were so kind of shitty about it before. But it was hot outside, because it's in fucking Florida. So we finally get there, and the fucking took us forever to even find out where we needed to go. Because I found out that the people that you usually see at the front, like, especially at a convention center or of some kind, the people that work at the hotel have no idea what the fuck's going on. Or, like, the convention center that just work there. Because we needed to go get our passes, and they told us to go on the wrong floor. And they tried to send us up to, like, Vendors Hall. And I was like, that doesn't seem right. And we ran into somebody else, and they were like, what? They were like, you need to go to this other floor. And we were like, fucking of course we did. So we ended up getting them. And that entire first day, I had the worst fucking headache, which was abysmal. I wanted to die. And then I ended up going to 3 different panels. I went to all Q&A panels, which I'm sure is a disappointment to everybody here. They were fun.
It can be good
really
depending on who's
them.
hosting that panel. So.
Yeah, I went, God, I saw so many fucking people. The first day I saw Max Middleman, who is Ryuji in Persona 5 and Saitama. The second panel was Mary Elizabeth McGillen, I think is how you say her name, and Steve Bloom. And I found out they were married, and they did their panel together, and that was really interesting.
That's cool.
And they were really funny. And then I didn't eat all day, which probably didn't help. And so by the time the last panel rolled around at like 5, where we went and saw Ray Chase, who plays he's Noctis, and then he's also Puri Puri Prisoner in One Punch Man. 2 completely different roles.
Brilliant.
I would have enjoyed those panels a lot more if I didn't feel like I was gonna die. Came back to the hotel room, immediately threw up. And I was like, cool,
Oh, no.
This is a great first day of the con. And then I got it out and I was like, I think I feel fine now. And then we went and ate dinner and like hung out at the fucking hotel. Like, cause it was like, there's like a bar there. And then you could like go outside and like chill the fuck out with like a pool and shit. The hotel I stayed at was really nice.
Oh, that's good. Too bad that you got a shitty bed, but was there a lot of cosplayers in the hotel area that you could meet?
Not at my particular hotel because I ended up picking one that was a little bit farther away.
Okay.
It was like more of like a 10-minute walk than as opposed to like a 3-minute walk.
I mean, 10
Which
minutes
was-
walk is
but-
not that far.
It wasn't far at all, and we got to walk through this park, which was really nice, and it was really pretty. But there were a lot of cosplayers. I didn't vlog, I didn't take any pictures, which was my fucking downfall, because I didn't think about it, and my mom was like, continually the entire time, like, you want to take pictures with people? And I was like, no, because I just felt awkward about it. So I was like, they're just trying to get somewhere. They're just trying to get to whatever, they want to go get food, they want to do whatever the fuck. But that was the first day, and it kind of ended in disaster, but it ended up being fine. The second day was when shit got kind of crazy, but we came prepared. We brought food this time.
Mm-hmm.
There was like a vending machine, because con food is really expensive, and I don't recommend ever fucking buying anything from there. Unless you're fucking
You're
money
completely
back
dying.
because it is not worth it
Yeah.
to pay $10 for the most mediocre hamburger you're ever going to eat in your entire life. I paid $3 for a fountain drink, and I will never be okay with it. Like, that's gonna fucking haunt me for the rest of my life. But we got food, and then, I was gonna go to a signing, because I was like, I'll go ahead and get that out of the way, that way I have, like, free time to go have lunch, like, go have free time to, like, not be, like, fucking in the building, right? And, the signing started at 11. The signing was for, Christina V, who is, she's a Miraculous Ladybug as the main girl, Marionette. I don't watch that show. And then
I've never heard of that.
It's a really cute show,
Is it?
not for
Oh,
my target
yeah.
audience.
Yeah.
She's Sailor Mars in the new Viz dub,
Ooh.
and I actually really like her now, and then she's
Isn't she like Yui in the K-On dub?
She might be. I know that she's
Think she
also in
is.
Love Live, I think.
She does like a lot of singing.
She does, she does singing. It was a sign for her.
What's K-On like dubbed?
I don't know.
I
never heard it.
I
Oh.
refuse to listen
Yeah.
because I just love it so much as it is, but
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I know
yeah.
that she does a lot
I
of
think
stuff
she's in
with
Madoka
Haruhi.
too.
Haruhi Suzumiya.
That's how I know her.
How would?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder how Fuwa time would sound.
We should actually
She's
spend
super
time
cute, though.
listening to dubs of our favorite anime.
No, never. I blatantly refuse.
You're such a hater!
I've listened
Dubs
to
are
the
good,
Madoka
man.
dub plenty of times. It's cute, but it's not the same. But it is pretty cute.
There's only a few shows that I've watched dubbed. I watched all of Full Metal Alchemist, but that's because Netflix's subtitles
Dude.
were like
Horrific.
Unsynced.
Original or Brotherhood.
Brotherhood.
Thank God.
And I also watched Black Lagoon dubbed because that's got a lot of
And
swearing
those were
and sounds a
pretty
lot
good.
better if it's...
Rone Kenshin.
I think you would really appreciate the Persona games dub. Because the last one is really good.
Mm.
I think you should try it.
Did you guys listen to the video for the Luluko dub? I think I
No.
tweeted it.
No.
We're getting so off topic. It's okay.
I don't like. I mean, her voice is okay, but I'm just so used to like that high pitched like Japanese girl voice.
Yeah.
But
We call that emotions.
Oh God, what's the skull dude who's on fire?
Ghost Rider? Not Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider?
That's Western.
What do you mean
comic book.
Inferno Cop?
Inferno Cop.
Yeah, his voice sounds really cool.
Yeah.
I like
yeah.
Ghost Rider, Inferno Cop, they practically the same character.
One.
But Inferno Cop's a lot
No.
better. I love Inferno Cop. Inferno Cop's great.
Is he daddy?
Yeah.
Okay.
How did we get here from Christina V?
It's into like
I'm
bloody...
dubbed. Sorry. My bad.
Oh,
No,
have you
I think,
seen
no, I
that
think it's hilarious.
that anime beer commercial for Kirin? And they've got Luluko in it.
What?
I'll show you after. It's really, really good.
Oh my goodness.
It's hilarious.
But going back to your con experience.
Yeah, sorry.
Anyway, the signing was for her and Robbie Damon, who is Akechi in Persona 5 and Prompto in Final Fantasy 15.
Ugh, catchy.
No, I love Akechi. No, and oh fuck, oh he's Tuxedo Mask and the Viz dub for Sailor Moon, and he's really good. And then Ray Chase and Max Middleman. And I was gonna go really early just to see all of them, and they it was 30 minutes before the signing. Signing started at 11. They line capped it, and I was like, what? Because I thought that I was being pretty early, getting there at least 45 minutes before
That's super
the
early.
line, like, it started. People were getting, the doors opened at 9-ish, and I guess people were automatically lining up, like, as soon as I got there. And I was like, holy shit. So one of the ladies was like, we'll get you in later. And I was like, I don't know if I really trust this woman, but okay. So we ended up, like, getting lunch, or getting breakfast or something, and just kind of hanging out. We went to go see Mary Elizabeth McGillen's, she had a solo panel, and we walked in kind of late, because we had been upstairs, like, kind of fucking around, and she, like, and we sat in the front, because I obviously can't sit in the back and see a goddamn thing, because I'm too short. And we sat in the front, and she, like, straight out called us out, and was like, nice of you guys to make it! And I was like,
Damn.
holy
That's
shit.
embarrassing.
She was really nice about it, though. I thought it was really funny. If anybody was gonna call me out about being late to a panel, I'm glad it was the major. So I'm pretty okay with it. And we saw her later on, and she like waved at us, and I was like, cool. We kind of just hung out in there, and Christina V had a panel, and she brought Nate Wants to Battle with her. He does like YouTube music for Pokemon mostly. He does, and he does like anime covers. He wasn't supposed to be there. He was like there as like her boyfriend, I think.
Oh.
Because we were kind of confused. We were like, why is he here? And then later on Instagram, we saw pictures and we were all like, oh, that's why he's here. So that panel was interesting because it was mostly people asking about Miraculous Ladybug, which I didn't know anything about, and then a few people asking things by him. I actually mostly just went there because I wanted to kill time. But her panel was nice. She seems like a very nice lady, I guess. And then we were there mostly to see Ray, Max, and Robbie do their panel because they're they're sort of known as a trio. They do weekly Twitch streams.
Yeah, they do.
Where they
videos and stuff.
lava, and then they had a live show later on in the day, and they were really fucking funny. And that was probably the only panel that like was probably the best out of all of the ones that we ended up seeing besides the final one. They were really fucking funny. We left, went and got, so we their next signing was like right after their panel, which I felt really bad about because I was like, everybody's literally gonna be fucking bum rushing to get into that fucking signing. And one of their guys was like, just fucking come with us. And we were like, okay. I was really hungry. We hadn't ate since like 10 o'clock that day. And it was like after 2 by now. And I was like, and all we had was like, those like shitty like, peanut butter cookies you get at, like hospitals from like vending machines. But we got there and I was really fucking hungry because all I had was those goddamn crackers, and my mom got like one of those like packaged like Cinnabuns.
Which is a block of sugar.
I love those.
Yeah, it was just a block of sugar. And they like put us in the front for once. And then we sat there and I felt bad because they were like setting up, and I jokingly was like, when I walked up to Robbie Damon, I was like, you're holding up my lunchtime. And I was lucky that he found it funny, because looking back, that was probably a really shitty thing to say to somebody.
Damn.
This is memorable, I guess.
Well, and it didn't help that
hashtag hangry.
I was fucking hungry. And he was really nice. And then they kind of just took us down the line. And Ray Chase has he has a reputation for spelling people's names wrong. And I was like, don't fuck it up. And he was like, how do you spell it? And I was like, and he spelled it out for me, and I was like, yeah. And he kind of like paused, and then he asked me like a couple other times, and I was like, I did this to you, and I feel kind of bad about it.
Oh no.
But he was really, they were all really nice. And then the last one, was with Max Middleman, and he was, I got like free art from them by accident. I didn't really
like
want to.
free or free?
Yeah, which
Free.
free?
Free art, as in didn't pay for it, or
Or a free with
Swimming
beautiful
boys.
boys
as in
on
they gave
it.
it. As in they had
Swimming
things-
boys.
As in they had art to give to people to pay, that you had to pay for, and then they were like, just take it. Well, when I was talking to him, he was like, oh, is this your one day at the con? And I was like, no. I was like, I was at your panel yesterday in the front. And he was like, oh. And he felt kind of bad, and he was like, I have a really bad memory. And I was like, how many people are in wheelchairs were at your panel exactly yesterday? And he laughed, and I was like, looking back, I'm like, God, I really probably shouldn't have said that either, because that was kind of a shitty thing to say.
To be fair,
We're lucky that they
when you
found
go
it
on
very
panels,
funny.
I'm pretty sure they all zoned out.
And then we like started fake like yelling at each other, there was like a banter, and I was like, okay, I didn't think it was like mean or shitty to say. And then I
You're so
got lunch.
tsundere.
I was like super, like I was like nice at first, and then I was like, and then I would say something like really shitty.
Yeah,
but after,
you're the
signing was-
reanime tsundere.
I am. I'm Taiga. I'm Taiga from Torodora.
You literally are 100%.
I really am. I've embraced it.
So, just to
Mhm.
just to sum up, did you have a good time at the con? Because it sounds
I
like
had
you
really
did
good,
it.
I had a really good time.
You had a good time.
I was kind of, yeah. I was just like fake shitty to everybody that I met. that I like admired.
So, other than the
And I was
shitty
like,
service,
this is fun.
the people at the con was
They were
good.
so nice. Everybody was incredibly nice.
Yeah.
I don't actually know what he's most famous for. My mom and I were like hanging out. There was like a sitting area outside of where they had a lot of the like the Q&As and stuff.
Yeah.
And they had Scott McNeil. He's like Koga in Inuyasha, from what I remember. And like he's like he did a bunch of old shit.
He's Kiba too, I think, in Naruto.
I think he is too. He was really nice. He just like came up to us and like started talking. I was like, I think I know who this is. And then
That's
because my
cool.
mom and I had been looking at the program, yeah, he was like super chill. But after the signing, we finally fucking went and got food. There was like a little bar, like
Yeah.
10 feet away from the convention center. That like I guess they were like partners or whatever. And we just literally sat and chilled out and got food and drank until 6:30, which was when the main panel or the live show that we were going to go to was.
Yeah.
And we actually saw Robbie Damon like with his girlfriend, and he was like, "Hey," and he was like, "You guys coming later?" We were like, "Yeah." And and then he shook my hand for some reason, and I thought that was kind of weird. But we got food and drinks, and then we finally went back, and we got in early again, and Regis's father was there, and he was the sweetest fucking old man I've ever met in my entire life. I wish. No, it was his real dad. He was so fucking nice, and we ended up taking a picture together for some reason. And we were all just kind of chit-chatting while they set up. And the fucking live show, it's sort of, an improv show, and then they, like, have the audience come in and do stuff with you. It was the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I was literally crying. So
Who is Ray Chase?
Ray Chase, he's Noctis.
Oh, okay.
He's Noctis,
I think he's more
Roy,
of a... He does more than video games, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does a lot more video games than anything. He's, Roy and Alphonse in Fire Emblem. He's Piri Prisoner in One Punch Man. Which is an entirely different character. Yeah, he does mostly.
Do you had any time to go to the Artist Alley or Dealer's Hall?
Because apparently that's how you get your foot into voice acting, is just doing lots of audiobooks. Which sounds like a fucking death sentence.
Were you able to catch the Artist Alley and Dealer's Hall at all? And did you buy anything?
So that's what I did. That's what I did the third day. That was actually the end of the second day. So the third day I was like, I'm just gonna like mostly chill out and go to Artist Alley, and but I went back to the signing because the way this con in particular is set up is that you have to pay for like selfies and stuff, and I didn't have. Yeah, I didn't have any fucking money. I didn't have any fucking money, so I like went back. And the woman that did the line was kind of shitty to me and was like, "Weren't you here yesterday?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm here for selfies today." And so they put me in the back of the VIP line, and I was like, "This is whatever." And they like line cast it super early again, and I was like, "Wow, that's real shit." But there was a girl there, and she really needed to get this like bookmark signed for her sister for Christmas, and I felt so fucking bad for this girl, and I was like, you know what, I'm already in line, I'll just go ahead and get it for you. And she was like, are you serious? And I was like, yeah, it's not a big deal. And she was like, thank you so much. She was like, I'll be waiting over there. And I had like 5 different people come up to me and be like, that is the nicest thing I've seen somebody do at the con. And I was like, was it that big of a deal? Like, what kind of fucking monsters are walking around, like, just, like, not doing nice things for people? But apparently I was, like, the nicest fucking person there. And I ended up going back to the line again, and they all recognized me this time, which was kind of funny, and we all ended up taking pictures. But, Ray ended up, he was like, my mom texted me about you last night. And I was like, what? I had tweeted out the picture with his dad just to be like, because I was like, I'm not gonna keep that for personal use, like, and I like wanted like it to be known, and he like and he was like, yeah, my mom texted me about the picture you took with my dad last night, and I was like, oh, okay, and he was like, that was really cool of you, and I was like, okay. Aww. It was really cute. His dad was so nice. We ended up seeing him later at the there was like a farewell to voice actors panel. And he ended up sitting with us, and he showed us the text message his wife had sent him, and I was like, aww.
That's cool.
What a sweet little old couple. But that was funny, and then when I was waiting to get pictures, there were fucking a million people there to see Robbie and Damon. And they were like, just hang out back here with us. They wouldn't actually let me pay for pictures, but I literally was like, hey, I wanna, like, let me pay you guys, and they were, I think it was Max who was like, no, he was like, you've been really incredible all weekend, we're not gonna, like, make you pay, and I was like, aw, but then I ended up paying for a t-shirt anyway, because I felt bad about not financially supporting them, and I was like, you can't fucking stop me from physically buying
That's good.
an actual, like, thing, yeah. They were so nice, so I just, like, hung out in the back with them, and, like, we fucking chit-chatted for, like, 10 minutes while we waited. And I was like, this is really weird and surreal. And I didn't and I was like, and then when I finally left, I was like, I almost like teared up a little because I was like, that was like the coolest fucking thing to like happen. But then my mom and I went shopping. It was, I'm very picky, I think, about Artist Alley. And I just, nothing caught my eye. And I felt really bad. I only bought a couple of things. I bought a piece of jewelry. It was like a little bracelet. I bought what else did I fucking buy?
You bought some
I bought
Digimon
these
stuff.
little cute. Yeah, these people had all of these like plushies and like figures and shit, and they were like old. And I was like, oh, I bet these were fucking cheap, and they were because they were only like $5 a thing. And I'm getting this little like plushy Koromon that they used to give away in like McDonald's toys from like the 90s. He's fucking dirty. I need to wash him. And then and then this little Piyomon.
Filthy
was
Koromon.
It's like this little like metal thing.
Which
and it
one's
looks like one of
Koromon?
those.
The pre-evolved form of Agumon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. I got you.
And then Piyomon, and it was like a little metal thing. It looked like one of those like those Japanese. What do they call it? They're like the little. Are they the?
It's happening again.
The gacha machines. Is that what they're called? It was like one of those, but it was like it was like really fucking old. And I was like, how did these people just have this? I almost bought almost all of their Digimon stuff though, which I kind of felt bad about, but not entirely. But I ended up just getting those too.
Oh.
But that was mostly all I got. I got these Persona 5 buttons that were really cute. Cool. I didn't buy a lot. Because I ended up spending all my money on food.
That really sucks. Yeah.
After that, we just we went to the Sailor Moon Crystal panel with Robbie Damon and Christina V, and that was a lot of fun. And then they had like a farewell voice actors panel. I retweeted it. I actually highly recommend because it was one of the funniest fucking things I've ever seen. Like panel wise, they brought out like most of everybody who was there left, and they all meshed together really well, which was really nice. And seeing them all interact and bounce off of each other worked really well. And then I fucking went home because it immediately started raining in Tampa. But that was the weekend. I learned a lot about the voice acting industry actually, because a lot of people actually wanted to know like the technical parts of it.
Yeah.
I learned specifically because I ended up going a lot for people that do video games, and particularly for Final Fantasy 15. A lot of the lines they had to do, they had to match it to the millisecond. So they had a really tough time, getting everything to sound natural, and then also trying to make sure it all fit correctly. So like, there's a really famous line in the dub where, the quest line where you have to go get beans.
Yeah.
Which sounds fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
There's a line in Japanese where Noctis says a bunch of things, and every time they tried to put it into English, it sounded very awkward, or it sounded, it sounded not good. And so they ended up just extending it, so for 3 whole seconds, he's just saying, beans! And it was like, that was interesting to find out, like, how they have to work around that kind of thing, and sort of have to, like, ad-lib it to make sure that it fits. They talked about how with Prompto, he has these very long, like, kind of extravagant lines when they're running around. And, Ray Trace was talking about how he always ended up feeling for Robbie because he had to get in at that fucking millisecond just to make sure that it all fit and all sounded, like, really good.
Yeah.
Voice acting is a weird fucking industry, I learned, but I find it so fascinating. Just hearing them being able to talk about and, like, hearing how hard it is compared to, like, like regular on-camera acting, and just how different in general it is was...
Yeah, you have to
really
speak with a lot of charisma, or you have to put everything in just your voice itself.
You have to know how to act.
I think it must be a lot different for, say, the ones who are doing, like, Final Fantasy 15. Because they're doing a translation of a Japanese game, whereas like
with anime,
people like Nolan North and stuff like that who are just doing like purely Western games. I'm sure
Western
it must be a bit different.
And Eastern animation are so different. I learned. Because with Western, you kind of get to shape that character and you kind of get to make it your own. And you can do that when you're doing a dub, and you sort of have to at some point.
Yeah.
But they try. a lot of people, because a lot of people, not you, but like as a generalization, it's that the dub scripts are shitty and that they're bad, and some of them are, but a lot of the time there's so much like thought and care put into it, and we always hear from Crunchyroll about how, when they license their subtitles, Japan has to approve them, and Japan does the exact same thing with dubs. If they don't like the dub actor, or they don't like how it's done, it's a no-go, like you're fucking gone. Great Chase was actually almost not Noctis, because, you guys remember the Sky demo?
Yes.
That came out, he did a much deeper voice for Noctis back then.
Right.
And he sounded kind of like Batman, to be honest. But it ended up kind of being the older voice. They made it, so they were gonna get rid of him completely, and what ended up happening was that, the people at Bing Zoom were like, he's good, he can do other voices. He had to, do 6 other Noctis voices to prove that, like, he could fucking do the voice. And I was like, man, they'll fucking cut you out as soon as they don't think you're good enough. And that was so crazy to me. Voice acting is so fucking crazy, and it's so interesting. I want to learn more about it.
Yeah, definitely.
That was my time. I almost got rained out, and that was how the con ended. Was me almost getting rained out. But it was a good time, and then I have EXP coming up too.
Alright guys, that about does it. Thanks for joining us. As always, you can follow and tweet us at the Anime Podcast. And please check out our YouTube channel for more episodes and other anime and video game related content. Also, the audio version of this podcast is available for free to download on iTunes, Google Play Music, SoundCloud, and your podcast service of choice. As for me, I'm Quan Chu, and you can find me on YouTube and all the social media at FunForChu.
I'm Ben, and you can follow me on Twitter. I'm HikikomorySP.
I'm Taylor. You can find me at mostly everywhere at Ivulpix, IVULPRX, sometimes with an S.
You can find me at Nakara, NECARA, everywhere.
We'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.